And we are live. Good evening. We are live in our first live stream on the Chinese language channel, Wan Shanghao. Good evening. So that was my first expression of the day. Let me know that you are here, people. In our first Chinese.
晚上好。
Exactly. So I'm here with not just me, as you can see. I'm here with my assistant, Zhu Jiao assistant, Nina. Thank you so much for being here, Nina.
大
And
家晚上好。
there we go. Did anyone hear that? Or did anyone understand that? Just let me know that you're here. And let me also teach you one expression to begin with, one more, which is this one. And Nina said it as well. That was 大家好. And what does that mean, Nina? 大家好.
Like, hello everybody.
Hello, everybody. Yeah. And is that literally what it says? Does it say hello, everybody? Or what is the structure? What does
Like,
this 大家 mean?
everybody,
Mm-hmm.
hello. It's like
Oh,
a reverse a little bit.
exactly. All right. So you say everybody, hello, 大家好, instead of hello, everybody. And this third one, 好, what does it actually mean? This word 好, like, does it mean hello, or does it also mean something else?
I would
This,
say it's like 你好.
yeah,
Like
it's like 你好,
greeting.
exactly. Yeah. So if everybody is here, let me know that you're here. Okay. Don't be ashamed. It's a bit experimental. It's the first live stream for Chinese. I know there are 3 people watching. Let yourself be heard. Yeah. And you can even join us live because we're going to talk about pronunciation in Chinese, or Mandarin Chinese as the official name goes for this language. And we're going to discuss the fact that Chinese is a tonal language. Yeah. So if we are zooming in on this part over here, we see 4 different words. Let me just take a quick look here. 1 second here. Let's see if everything is all right on the YouTube side. Can you hear me well, Nina?
Yes, I can.
Okay. I can hear you well as well. That's all very good. Okay. Now, if anyone hasn't typed yet, please let us know that you are here. You don't have to type in Chinese. It can be all in English. We will primarily communicate in English during this live stream. And by the way, this live stream will take probably maybe 1 hour or longer. It depends on how many people will be here. It's all going to be about pronunciation. We're not going to really talk about sentence structure, or I'm not going to learn like the entire thing of introducing yourself or things like that. It's just basically the basics of pronunciations in Chinese. Yeah. Now, Nina, what do you think about pronunciation in Chinese? Good evening. Yeah, Alec, and we speak only English here in this live stream, but goedenavond, of course, Alec. Good evening. And Nina, what do you think? Is it difficult for people to learn the pronunciation in Chinese?
Well, as a native speaker, for me is of course it's kind of easy, but for
Mm-hmm.
the beginning learner, I would say it's kind of difficult, and also there's some rules will change, and also yeah, basically you can follow the rules, but you need to
Mm-hmm.
remember all the tones. Like singing, then it's a bit hard.
Yeah, exactly. So Mandarin has 4 different tones, right? And the way you pronounce it, the way you pronounce the melody of the syllable, it will influence the word actually, or the meaning as well. Yeah. So we have 4 different tones, and then we have a first tone. And how do I read this word, Nina?
The first word will be ma.
Okay, so it's ma. Yeah, and that we call the first tone, or the singing tone. Yeah, and it means, well, mother. Yeah. And if we pronounce this syllable ma with ma, the first singing tone, if we pronounce it this way with a second tone, a surprise, let's see what we get. Could you read this, Nina?
Ma.
Okay, so now it is actually rising a bit. Ma. Okay, so that is a totally different meaning. We're getting another word, another meaning as well. Yeah. And that's just the second one. We also have a third tone, and then we get an entirely different words. And could you pronounce this one, Nina?
Ma.
Okay, so you see, it's this one took a little bit longer, right? So it's like a deeper tone, and it's also rising again, right? So ma means horse. Totally different again. All right. And then we also have the fourth tone, like an angry one, a falling tone. Let's see how it sounds. Nina, could you pronounce that?
Ma.
You see, though, see how Nina pronounced it? It's like very sharp. Ma. And that means to scold, right? Say bad words and scold. Yeah. So these are the classical examples of tones in Mandarin Chinese. And Alec, could you follow that, or anyone else who is joining the chat? Was that clear, the pronunciation? In the meantime, Nina, could you read every word one more time, please?
Sure. Ma.
Mm-hmm.
Ma.
Mm-hmm.
Ma. Ma.
Okay, so these are four different tones, for four distinct words, right? And it's very important, right? Because, well, it will change the meaning. And Nina, have you ever heard somebody speak Chinese with them just totally mispronouncing the tone?
Yes, for sure. That would be possible as well, especially
Mm-hmm.
when we have a four tones combined together.
Mm-hmm.
Then, but that somehow, if it's like a sentence, then I somehow can guess what it exactly he or she want
Ah.
to address
Mm-hmm.
or to express.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So the context can help, of course, if you have a larger sentence. That's also true for every language, and also especially for Chinese. Yeah, but for beginners, right, it's going to be extra tough pronouncing it in small sentences. Yeah.
Yeah,
Let me
for
see.
sure.
Yeah. When you try to repeat it, it's not that clear. Okay. Well, Alec, you are free to join the panel live if you would like. If you would like to practice pronunciation, yeah, yeah. Feel free to join with the link and practice with us. Yeah. We will speak almost only English during the live stream. It's a beginner's topic. Don't worry about that. And nobody's going to laugh at you. It's just an exercise. It's difficult for everybody, basically. Yeah. So again, if you like to join, you can click the panel link. And if not, you're also welcome to watch. Of course, everybody is welcome if you like to practice this pronunciation. But these were just the four basic tones, right? Like first, second, third, fourth. Yes, and it's about singing, right? Ma, surprise, ma, complaining kind of thing, ma, and a fourth angry tone, ma, like Nina already demonstrated, right? But Nina, I have a question. Most words in Chinese, are they only one syllable, or are most words more than one syllable?
Most of time there will be more than one.
Yeah, and then it's going to be extra difficult. Okay, but thank you for considering, of course, Alec. Welcome everybody. We got 5 viewers now. That's not bad for a very small channel at this moment. I'm joined by Nina, a native assistant, who will correct me anywhere where I make a mistake, of course. We're talking about Chinese pronunciation and Chinese tones. Yeah, we talked about the first four tones, and you can access this overview in the pinned comment. You should be able to see it. I think you should be able to see it. Let me see if I actually pinned that. But we are talking about the fact that most Chinese words are more than one syllable. So what does that mean? It means you get more than one tone. Yeah, you get more than one tone. Good evening, Tina. Welcome. welcome. And the first tone, Alec, do you remember what the first tone sounds like? Did it sound like singing or like a surprise or angry? Or does anyone remember how it sounds? Because we need to be reminded of that when we are pronouncing more than one syllable words. In the meantime, let's do this. If we have a word starting with the first tone, and then another time the first tone, 2 times this kind of a singing tone, right? Like the ma, what do we get? What do we get? Nina, could you please pronounce this word?
医生
Okay, so that was 医生, okay, meaning doctor, okay. And these are the characters for people who are interested. Of course, we are just be using the transcription. Could you read this word, please, Nina?
今天
Okay, so we got 今天. Do you hear the singing tone, people? It's 2 times this first tone. 今天, 今天, right? Meaning today. Okay, and could you pronounce this one, Nina?
发音
Okay, so this is pronounced 发音. And this is what we're doing today. This is the pronunciation. Yeah, exactly. It's a long one. It's a long singing tone. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. If there are any questions, people, let us know in the chat. And we would most welcome anyone joining the panel to practice with us. Don't be ashamed. You can practice with us. Yeah. Okay. Now, let's see how this works. We also have, of course, we have words which start with the first tone and then continue with the second tone. Right? The singing, high-pitched tone, and then the surprise after it. So it's kind of a combination like ma, right? But let's see how that works, okay? Nina, could you please pronounce these 3 words?
中国 英文 今年
Perfect, there we go. Yeah. And let me remind everybody, Nina is a native speaker and I am not. Yeah, so the roles are a little bit reversed. Yeah. So I will read it now. 中国英文今年. Okay. Was that correct, Nina?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Then it's good. All right. So can some people already pick up a little bit on the tones, on the melody of this? Yeah. Feel free to take a look at this overview to see where we are. So we got some very useful words here, like China, 中国, 英文, English. If you see a 文 in a word, it refers to a language, right? Does anyone know how to say Chinese, the Chinese language? Like 英文 is the English language. Does anyone know how to say the Chinese language? You can type it in the chat, okay? Meantime, 7 people watching. Welcome, everybody. In Chinese. Could you say welcome in Chinese, Nina?
欢迎
So we got 欢迎. Let me see that here. So 欢迎. Guess what, people? It's another case of the first and the second tone. 欢迎 is welcome. Welcome. Did you hear it was the exact same tone as 中国英文今年, right? So if you're learning Chinese, try to group words together in the way they sound in terms of these tones, okay? Okay, I would like to ask somebody. Yeah, very good, Tina. 中文 means the Chinese language. 中文, exactly. Very smart because 中国 is like the 中 is middle, right? Chinese, like Nina, it means middle, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, so country of the middle was the word for China. And 文 is the meaning of language. Together they mean Chinese language. Very good, Tina. 很好, very good. All right. Let's go to the next pattern. We can have a situation where you have the first singing tone and then the third tone. It's like combining ma, right? The first and the third. And let's see how that sounds. Nina, could you please pronounce these three words?
开始
Mhm.
机场经理
Okay, thank you so much. And see if people could hear that. We got some useful vocabulary here, like 开始 begin, 机场 airport, and 经理 manager. All right. But in any case, they started with the singing tone, the first tone, right? But they ended in the third tone. Yeah. Now let's see what happens if we combine the first tone with the fourth tone. So the singing tone with the falling tone or the angry tone. It's like saying ma, right? Let's see how that sounds. Nina, could you please pronounce these three words?
生日周末工作
Yeah, super. Thank you very much. So we got, again, three useful words, but with a different pattern. 生日 meaning birthday, 周末 meaning weekend, and 工作 meaning work. Okay? Okay, Alec, you also got this very good. Yeah, 中文. Now, Alec or Tina, do you already have any pre-existing knowledge of Chinese, or is this really the first time you are diving into this language? I would like to know. But in the meantime, let me see if anyone has a question about these tones or these words so far on the top left. So I could ask you in Chinese, or maybe Nina would like to ask. Nina, could you ask if they have questions?
有没有疑问呢
Mm-hmm. Okay. So 有没有疑问? Like, do you have questions, right? And can I also say 问题, Nina?
Yes, you can also say 问题
Okay. So let me see that as well. And don't be scared by the characters, people. I'm just going to let you know what it looks like. 你们有没有问题? Do you have questions? 问题 means questions. And Nina said 疑问. Yeah, you can indeed. Yeah, 疑问. Okay. So Nina, it's the first. Tina, it's the first time, but you still got that Jungwon right. That's pretty impressive. And Alex says, I tried it in duo once and watched a couple of videos, but that's it. Pretty much total beginner, but you're still welcome. This is still for beginners, ultimately. Yeah. Now, please open the overview from your side, people, on the live chat, and just take a look at all these words and see if you have questions. In the meantime, I'm asking Nina to pronounce one of these 12 words that we have seen. Okay, so one of these words, and can anyone in the chat translate it as quickly as you can? So Nina, would you please read one of these words?
Sure. 机场
Okay. People, did you hear that? Could you maybe say it again, Nina?
机场
Okay. So which word did Nina say? Oh, very good. Yeah, she said airport. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, it's not this year. It's airport. 机场. Yes. So that's this one, the first and the third, right? 机场. Yeah. Airport. Okay. I believe Chang means like a field, right? Nina, or what does it mean exactly?
Yes, you are right.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And let's remind ourselves this year, Alec, you thought it was this year. Let's go to this year. This was different. Could you read this, Nina?
今年
Ah, there we go. So that's the first and that's the second. Yeah. 今年, this year. Okay. But it's very useful that you made this mistake. It's very useful, Alex. So we are reminded of another word. Okay. So we're going to go take it to the next step, people, if you would like. Tina and Alec and anyone else who is watching, feel free to comment. Nina is going to say a small sentence with only these words. She's going to combine words from this overview to build a basic Chinese sentence. Let's see if you understand. Nina, could you say the first sentence?
经理开始工作。
Beautiful. Yeah, I couldn't do it better. I'm not a native speaker. Could you say it again, Nina?
经理开始工作。
There we go. And could anyone try to translate that? It's a combination of these words. And if you would like us to say it again, then you can tell us. Take your time. There is always a delay between what we say and what we read in the live chat. It's the nature of, wow, yes, manager starts working. Yes. Although in the translation, it will be the manager, right? Because in Chinese, you have no the, you have no articles. So, Jing Li, that's the manager. And what is the manager doing? Kai Shi is starting work. 工作. Yeah. Let me see. So let me actually put that sentence here. Let me see here. This is what Nina just pronounced. And I have a question. Does Chinese have different verb forms? And let me ask Nina. 经理开始工作. It means the manager is starting to work. Yeah. 开始工作. It doesn't matter if it's one or two or three managers. Can you see that in a Chinese sentence like this?
I think usually we say one, but it's 经理. If it's more than one, then will be 经理们.
Okay, so you could say it there. Yeah. And can you see a singular or plural in the verb, or is the verb always the same form?
It's always the same, I would say.
Yeah. So that is something very different already from well, Chinese and many Western languages. Is there is no verb conjugation. There is no different verb forms. It's a very good news, by the way. Now, Chinese is difficult in many ways, like the characters, right, or the pronunciation. Can anyone type the word for pronunciation in the chat in Chinese? How to say pronunciation? Okay. In the meantime, yeah, thank you so much. Can you say the second sentence, Nina?
医生今天开始工作。
Very nice. And could you say it again?
医生今天开始工作。
Okay. 谢谢. Thank you so much. What did Nina say? Can anyone type it? Translation. And of course, if you want Nina to say it again, then let us know as always. This one is more difficult. It's 4 words. Let me see here. Okay, there is a work and there is today, but it's not about the airport. And Tina says doctor begins work. Okay, begins working. All right, let's try one more time. Could you pronounce it again, Nina?
医生今天开始工作。
谢谢, thank you so much. Yeah. So, what could it be? Did you hear the missing word, Tina? Almost. Almost. It's very close, of course. It was about the Yisheng, that's true. And something is happening today. 今天, what is he doing today? He is what? He is 开始, starting his work, 工作. So the doctor is starting work, or beginning to work today, right? Let me give you the characters and the an opinion, the transcription of what Nina just read. Yeah, this is the sentence. Dr. Isha, the doctor. Again, Chinese doesn't have the. Today, 今天开始 begins 工作 working. Yeah. What do people think about a sentence structure? Is it difficult or not so much? And Nina, what do you think about the sentence structure? Do you think it's difficult for non-native people to learn?
I think it's already difficult. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Let me see what people think. And in the meantime, let's go to the third sentence. Nina, could you pronounce the third sentence, please?
周末开始了。
Okay. And could you say that again?
周末开始了。
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. And what did Nina just pronounce? What sentence? What does it mean? Of course, we're not in a rush. We're just waiting here. Okay, it doesn't seem very difficult for now. Yeah. It's not more difficult, for sure, not more difficult than in Dutch, that's for sure. So any idea about the sentence? 周末开始了. It has a little word that we haven't seen, but English would be 英文. That would be 英文. But it's about 周末. It's another word, 周末. So it's about, the weekend begins, or the weekend has started, So 周末开始了, 开始了, I should say. 周末开始了. And this le is also difficult, but it's not the topic of tonight's live stream. If anyone has trouble with the individual sounds, let me just quickly show you something, people. Let me do this. Let me see it. Let me give you an indication of the individual sounds. Here you have a grid, a chart, with all kinds of sounds in Chinese which you can check out. For example,
周
more, right?
周
The weekend. You can check it out. Every sound in Chinese, individual sound, with every tone, you can check it out and let it be pronounced by the database, the grid. I'll just put that in a chat as an extra resource. And in the meantime, we're going to go back to our overview of tonight. Let's go here. Yes. Yeah. Let me see here. Yeah, it was a little particle indeed. The le is kind of a particle. It kind of indicates change in this case. How does it feel for you, Nina, this particle le? What does it mean for you?
It's just to show a mark like happy at the end of the sentence, according to this one.
Okay, so it's kind of also like an emotional thing, right?
Yeah, I would say
Okay,
so. Yes.
interesting. Yeah, yeah. It is like it has multiple functions in the Chinese language. It's not easy. Of course, maybe it should be a future live stream about that, but let's first do this one. Okay, so we covered the first tone and the other tones that come after it. Now we're going to go to the block on the bottom left, where we start with the second tone. Remember, the second tone was the little bit surprise, ma, right? And how does it sound when we go to combine with other tones, like the second with the first tone? Let's see how that sounds. Nina, could you read these 3 words?
18明天时间
Super, thank you so much. So here we got some useful words again. We got the number 18. Does it literally mean 18? Or what does this 十 mean, Nina?
Then it's 10-8.
Yes, so Chinese says 10-8, right? Instead of 18. 18, okay. And we got 明天, indeed, tomorrow. And we got 时间 for time. Now, can somebody remind us how to say today, right? 明天 is tomorrow. How to say today? Who can remind us of that? And in the meantime, we're going to go to words where we have 2 times this kind of surprise rising tone. Let's see how that sounds, okay? Could you read these 3 words, Nina?
同学明年 常常
Okay, so 2 times a fast rising tone. 同学明年常常. Of course, with very different meanings, very different words. But I guess people already saw the Ming, right? 明年 is the next year, and 明天means tomorrow. So you can already see some patterns here. Okay? In the meantime, yes, I was asking for the word for today, and that was 今天 without the G at the end. It's just 今天, that was the today. Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's go to a case where we have the second tone and the third tone. It's like saying ma, right? Something like that melody. Could you read these words, Nina?
啤酒苹果没有
Super, thank you so much. Yeah, and of course we exactly know G. Here we have some words, and this one is very very useful if you're learning Chinese. 没有, if you hear that, that means that something isn't there, right, Nina?
Yes, correct.
But it also means that somebody doesn't have something, yeah. And then we can hear that in the upcoming translation sentences. All right. How does it sound if you have a second tone followed by a fourth tone? So it's like the surprise and then the angry, right? So it's like saying ma. How does that sound? Let's see that. Nina, could you read these 3 combinations, please?
不错不对不用
Very good. So did people hear that? The pattern? Rising, falling. 不错不对不用. And let me know if there are any questions. Alec, how about you? Do you have any questions so far? Tina, if you're still here. Doesn't matter how basic your question is, because I'm expecting people who join that they are more or less beginners. And in the meantime, Nina, could you pick any random word from these words over here so that people can translate it?
啤酒
Okay. Which word did Nina pronounce? And could you pronounce it one more time?
啤酒
Mm-hmm. So far, so good. Okay. Let's see what Nina pronounced. Yeah, exactly, Tina. That was beer. Beer is 啤酒. Yeah, second, third. 啤酒. Okay. And could you pick another word, Nina?
同学
Mm-hmm. And which one was that? Exactly. Yeah, we're learning fast. Yeah, classmate. Yes. Mm-hmm. Super. Now I've put the translation classmate, Nina, but I have a question. Could this also be somebody who is at the same school, or does it only mean somebody who is in the same class?
It could be also at the same school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it's a kind of a context related. Mm-hmm. And if there is no question, then I'm asking Nina to read a small sentence based on these words. But people, be careful. It could also include words from this overview. Yeah. So the words so far. Nina is going to build or going to say a small sentence. Nina, could you say the first sentence?
经理没有时间
All right. And could you pronounce it one more time?
经理没有时间
Okay. Did anyone pick up the meaning? What that could mean? 经理没有时间. Take your time, people, and let us know if we should pronounce it again. I'm sure you heard the Jingli before. And I know there are a few more people watching. Let your voice be heard in the chat or maybe on the panel. There is still a chance to be on the panel. Let me know if you'd like to be there. I can put the link in the chat. Maybe we could pronounce one more time, Nina, the sentence.
经理没有时间
Exactly. So it has something to do, right, Alec, like manager and time. But Nina said, 经理 manager, 没有时间. So she said something important in the middle. Yeah, closer. It's something to have, but it's a negative statement. It means that the manager does not have time. Yeah. So mayo means not having. So that was the thing here. So the Jingli is coming from the first block. All right. Jingli, not having. Mayo, and then the 时间 doesn't have, oh, 1 second, doesn't have time. The teacher, I mean the manager, doesn't have time. Exactly, doesn't have. So 没有, it means something isn't there or somebody doesn't have something. Yeah, good. Nina, could you read the next sentence?
苹果不错，
And could you read it again?
苹果不错。
So it's only the words we have seen so far. Who can translate that? Yeah, that's you could say that, I guess. Yeah, the apple doesn't taste bad, or the apple isn't bad for sure. Yeah, and I'm sure Nina knows there is a better way to say exactly right how to say it doesn't taste bad, but basically that's what it means, right? So 苹果不错. So if you hear 不错 with the rising and falling tone, it means something isn't bad, something is quite good. Yeah, good. Yeah, that was the meaning of that one. And let's see here. Oh, this is going to be a tough one, people. Exactly. Now, Nina's going to read another sentence, which is tougher. And it also has mayo in it. Could you read that one, Nina?
机场没有啤酒。
All right. And could you maybe read it again?
机场没有啤酒。
Okay, let's see what Nina said here. She used a word from the first block. And then she said mayo, and then, let me see if people understood that. This is a tough one. Let me give you the first word, people. It started with 机场, something related to the airport. And then there was this statement, 没有啤酒. What could that be? And remember the meanings of 没有. Exactly, Alec, there we go. The airport doesn't have beer. So 没有, it can also be there is no beer at the airport, or the airport doesn't have. It's both correct in the translation. Yeah. 机场没有 this thing, 啤酒. Exactly, very well done. Or as we can say in Chinese, 很好. Very good. 很好. See if I got it here. Not yet. Okay, but it's 很好 can mean very good or good. Yes. Okay, so if there are no questions, let's explore a little bit more in this block. And this is going to be words where we start with the kind of falling tone, like a complaining slow tone, and then we go to the singing tone. Yeah, it's like saying this. It's like saying ma ma, right? Ma ma. Right. Let's see what it sounds like. Nina, could you read these 3 words?
老师喜 欢点钟。
There we go. All right. In the meantime, yeah, well done, Tina. Yeah. So I will be 老师, right? Teacher. Now, Nina, it's interesting. What does this 老 really mean?
Usually it refers to old.
So does it mean that every teacher is old, or?
I think it kind of shows the respect to the teacher.
Ah, yeah. So, right, sometimes the word can have another meaning attached to it. Yeah. 老师, yeah, is teacher. Let's not forget that one. And let's see what this will be. It starts with the third tone and then it goes to the second, rising tone. Let's see some words here. Could you pronounce these words, Nina?
美国女儿打球。
So these have some difficult syllables here, like cho, right? Okay, people, let me see if you can follow that. Okay. All right. Let's go to, now this is interesting. If you have 2 times the third tone, then it's not very smooth, right? So if you have any situation where you have like ma, something like that, so 2 times this kind of falling, complaining tone, it's not really going to happen, right, Nina? So how do you say hello in Chinese? Do you say ni hao or is it ni hao? How would you say it?
你好 the
Okay.
letter one. 你好
Yeah, so this one, right? So in Chinese, you don't really make an effort to say 2 times the third tone like this. There is no real time for that. You don't say ni hao. No, it is going to be ni hao, going to be abbreviated. So this will be the word for, or the words for hello. Yeah, exactly. So the 老师, like senior, like teacher. Yeah, good comment. Let's see. Let's see what this is. We have words where we start with the third tone and it continues with the fourth tone. Yeah. So it starts with the like the complaining or the small tone, and then you go to the angry tone, like ma. All right. Let's see what that will sound like. Could you pronounce these words, Nina?
九月早饭午饭
Okay. See if people could hear that. Some useful words here as well. So fun is related to food. Is there a more literal meaning of fun, Nina?
Well, it can be rice as well, only refer to the rice.
Okay, so it can be specifically rice or it can also be in general food, right?
Yes, or a meal.
Okay, so this is like the morning meal, right? It's breakfast, 早饭. And then we have the kind of noon or afternoon meal, lunch. All right, thank you so much. And let's zoom out a little bit. And Nina, I would like to ask you if you can read some of these words, just one. Could you start with just one of them?
女儿
Okay. Which word was that, people? What did that mean? And if you'd like us to say again, please let us know. Yes, it was daughter. Exactly. Good. Yeah. So it is the nu er, right? That's the daughter. Good. Could you pronounce one other word of this overview, Nina?
喜欢
Thank you. 谢谢. And which was that, people? And Tina, you can access this overview from the pinned comment in the live chat. So you don't have to always follow what I'm zooming in on. And could you pronounce it again, Nina?
喜欢
Okay, thank you so much. Now, which was that? Exactly, like, right? You like doing something. 喜欢. Okay. Now, Nina is going to read a sentence with the word 喜欢 in it. Nina, could you read that sentence?
老师喜欢工作
Thank you so much. Yeah. And could you say that again?
老师喜欢工作
Okay. And what did Nina just pronounce? It also had a word from an earlier part of this overview. Well, it's about teacher likes, the teacher, yeah? So but there's no article. The teacher, 老师喜欢 likes, but it's not the weekend in the sentence. It's not 周末, it is 工作. Now, what is 工作again? And it started with the first tone. So the teacher likes something else here. 喜欢工作. What was that? Let me give you a hint. It's a word from the first block. Yes, exactly. The teacher likes working. 老师喜欢工作. So this was the sentence that Nina pronounced. This one. Yep. So this means 老师 teacher, 喜欢 likes to, 工作 likes working. Exactly. Good. 很好. Very good. And let's see. Yeah. Now there's going to be a little bit of a slight change. And can you pronounce another sentence, Nina?
老师明天开始工作
Okay. So it's 4 words, right? Could you pronounce one more time, Nina?
老师明天开始工作
Okay, thank you so much. And could anyone translate that or parts of that? It started with 老师 again. And it's the second word. What was the second word of the sentence, Nina?
明天
Okay. So it was about the teacher, 老师, 明天, meaning tomorrow. And what was the second? What were the two last words, Nina? 老师, 明天, the teacher, tomorrow.
开始工作
Okay. And what could that be, people? Just some hints for the words here. This is a more difficult sentence. Any sentence with more than 3 words is, of course, difficult for beginners. Let's see if there are any ideas here. Or we could try to analyze it together. I can actually put it here. If I put it here, people, could you translate it if I just put it like this? So you can try to look it up in the overview. 老师明天开始工作. You can feel free to look it up. These are words that we have seen so far in the overview, which you can, of course, access in the live chat. It's about a teacher doing something 明天, tomorrow, right? And after this sentence, we will go to the final block of words in the pronunciation overview. This one might be a bit too tough, especially if these words are all new to everybody. Well, yeah, it's something with work. And the word that was in front of that is 开始. He's going to start. 开始工作. So the teacher is going to start working tomorrow. Yeah. And the time expression is in front of the action, right, Nina? So 明天 time action. 开始工作. Is that usually how it works in Chinese, you think?
Yes, I would say so. We don't usually put the time at the end of the sentence, so we put it in the middle.
Okay, yeah. So that's something, again, that a bit different from what we are used to in English or even in Dutch. Okay. All right, let's go to the final block of words where we start with the angry tone, like a very sharply falling tone, followed by one of these 4 tones. Okay. Now let's see how this sounds. Nina, could you pronounce these 3?
律师唱歌大家
Okay, so here we have some words with the this kind of melody. 大家, that was the opening sentence we used at the beginning. 大家好 meaning hello everybody, right? Somebody remember that. So 大家好 means hello everybody. If there's any background noise, then I apologize. 大家好. Okay. Do you hear any background noise on my side, Nina?
No, I don't.
Okay, then it's actually not so bad. All right. Yep. So this means hello everybody. 大家 everybody. And 好 meaning a greeting. Let's see what happens if we have a fourth tone followed by a second tone. It's like saying an angry tone, like ma, followed by a rising tone. Ma. Let's see what happens there. Could you pronounce these three words, Nina?
大学问题练习
There we go. Yeah. And if we look at the university word, the translation is university, 大学. What does it literally mean, Nina, this word 大?
Well, it could be 2 minutes that I can think of right now. It could be one is a huge school or adult school. I'm not sure which one it refers to.
Okay. Yeah. So it's something with large or with adults, right? Like a university. Okay.
Exactly.
It's interesting as well. Yeah. And wenti is problem. But actually, wenti also means something else. Nina, what could be another meaning of wenti?
It could be also the issue or the questions.
Yes. So that's something interesting. Like if you say, do you have a question? 你有问题吗? It could also mean, do you have a problem, right, Nina?
Yes.
Okay, so that's a contextual thing. Yeah.
Yes.
And this thing we are practicing tonight is 练习. Yeah, we are practicing 练习, the pronunciation, right? 发音. That's what we are practicing tonight together. All right. Let's see what happens if we have a fourth tone followed by a slow third tone. Okay. It's like saying, for example, ma. What happens then? Nina, could you read these three words?
跳舞电影电脑
Okay, nice. And did people hear that Nina started with like a very sharp falling tone, right? 跳舞电影电脑. Okay. Yes, this thing da also was in the word everybody. Yeah, exactly. So 大家, like it means like big family, something like that, right, Nina? Or
yes, I would say so. Or huge group.
Yeah. So it's any large gathering of people or a group. Yeah. So these were the three words, and we see a word like 电脑 computer and 电影 movie. And what does this word 电 mean in itself, Nina? This first syllable.
It means electronic.
So this is like a common element, right? So a computer in Chinese is called 电脑, electronic now. What is a now, Nina?
It means brain. So it's an electronic brain.
Yeah, an electronic brain, right? That's a very useful direct translation of what a computer is. Okay. All right, people. We're going to go to the last group of words where we have 2 times the fourth tone. So you can expect 2 times, like this kind of feeling of ma. So ma plus ma, right? 2 times angry tone. Let's see. Nina, could you pronounce these 3 words?
现在睡觉电视
There we go. Perfect. And as we can see, we have another word where we have the element tian in it, meaning electric. So it's another electrical device, TV, right? And what does this 是 mean, Nina? So of tian 是.
It means watch or watching.
Exactly. So it's electric watching, right? So that's how we can remember the. Yeah, it's very visual, very literal. The well, TV. Yeah. Okay. So now we are done with this part. We are done with the words, but let's review a couple minutes over here. Electric view, yes. Yeah. 电视, electric view, television, yes. And let's see. Nina, could you read some words of this last block? Just you can pick a random word. Let's see if people understand it.
跳舞
Okay. So Nina said 跳舞. Which one was that, people? And if you would like us to pronounce again, let us know. Exactly, Lucia. Good evening. 晚上好. It is to dance. 跳舞. Yes, good. Nina, could you read one other word from this this overview, this block?
律师
Okay. And which one was that, people? Could you pronounce it one more time?
律师
Okay. Which one is that? Very good. Lawyer. Yes. Very nice. And Lucia, are you also a beginner in Chinese, or did you take any class before? Any maybe Duolingo? This one was lawyer, and the previous one was indeed 跳舞, to dance. And 律师, and maybe somebody remember, we saw another word ending with 师, which didn't mean lawyer. Another word that ends with 师. Does somebody remember? Who can remind us of the other words in the bigger overview? Your first time? Okay. Well done. In the meantime, Nina, could you pick one more word and pronounce it, please?
现在
Okay. And which one was that, people? Exactly. I like the other word was 老师, the other one with 师, that was teacher. Yeah, and this is a lawyer. And 现在, indeed, Lucia, is now. Yeah, exactly. It means now, right now. Yes. Beautiful. Perfect. So, Alec, Tina, and Lucia, starting from tonight, you're not total beginners anymore. And, well, Nina is going to read a few sentences based on the words we have learned so far. Okay, so these words, for example, but it could also be words of earlier parts of the overview. Nina, could you read your first sentence?
律师现在睡觉
Okay, and could you pronounce it one more time?
律师现在睡觉
Okay, thank you. 谢谢. Does anyone have an idea which sentence Nina pronounced? Take your time and ask us if we should pronounce it again. Yeah, exactly. The lawyer, I should say, not lawyer, now sleeps or is sleeping now. Yes. And maybe you remember, people, we have the subject, 律师, and then the time is in front of the action, 现在, and then the action, 睡觉. So that is what we got here. All right, that is what we got right here. Exactly. So people understood that. Nice. Okay. So we're getting a bit of a feeling now. Yeah. Now, bonus question, people. Can somebody type in the chat? The teacher is sleeping now. You can type it with this. No, you don't have to use characters, but how do you say the teacher is sleeping now? This is the lawyer, 律师, 现在睡觉. Okay. And in the meantime, Nina has another sentence for us. Nina, could you pronounce another sentence?
经理开始唱歌。
Okay. So we got 经理开始唱歌. Using some words from the earlier parts of this overview. Take your time, people. It started with 经理, and what does that mean again? 经理, does somebody remember? Okay, one more time, please, Nina.
经理开始唱歌。
Super. It ended with singing. Somebody was singing. But the somebody is not in this part. It is from the earlier part of this overview. See if somebody got that. Was 经理. It was from the upper part. What does 经理 mean? It's in the same pattern as airport. It's the same pronunciation pattern, but it isn't airport. 经理. Yeah, it's the manager, right? Yes, the manager is doing something with singing, but it says 经理开始唱歌. What does that mean? Let's see it here. How to translate this full sentence? And in the meantime, by the way, Alec, that was correct. The way to say the teacher is sleeping now was 老师. Yes, so we got the third and the first. 老师. Right now. 现在. 睡觉 is sleeping now. Exactly. So now we are studying this sentence. 经理开始唱歌. Yes, the manager is beginning or starting to sing. Yeah. And as you can see in Chinese, there is no to. It just means manager starts sing, right? That's a very simple structure. Yeah, the manager begins to sing. Yeah, exactly. Okay. You see, English is a bit more tricky in its way to build sentences than Chinese. Chinese is more straightforward. Okay. Nina, could you do one more sentence, please?
老师没有问题。
Aha. 老师没有问题. What could that be? And try to use the entire overview, people. The words are coming from anywhere here. But I'm sure you people understood what 老师 means. It's not a lawyer. But it ended with the word 问题. And could you pronounce it one more time, Nina?
老师没有问题。
There you go. So in the middle, we have this 没有. Let's see if people remember what that means. Not have. Yeah, so the teacher doesn't have something, right? So we started with the 老师, right? 老师 doesn't have. 没有问题. So let me show that to you and how to translate that. How to translate that. Yes. Okay. Something with problem. The teacher, 没有 doesn't have a problem. Or the other one, the teacher doesn't have problems. Yeah, it can mean singular or plural, right, Nina? It could be a problem or problems. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's the context in Chinese that you need to use to see if it's singular or plural. Okay. In the meantime, there was a question by Alec, and there was a question about distinction, like in continuous and simple duration. And I think you were talking about, maybe you're talking about, let me see this one. So I think Alex's question is there a way to say, Nina, to emphasize that he is sleeping right now? So 律师, the lawyer, right? That's the lawyer. 现在, right now, is sleeping, 睡觉. I mean, this sentence is already correct, but can we emphasize that he's doing it right now, Nina?
You can also say one word that we haven't learned yet is 律师正在睡觉.
Yes. Okay, so instead of 现在, you can also have this one, 正在, to emphasize right now. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. So you could say this one instead of, so it means that this one is a bit more emphasis, right? 正在睡觉, right this moment. Yeah, super, there we go. All right, this is more or less it for tonight, people. Let me know what you think. This is still only the first live stream on a small channel. Thank you so much, people who participated, Alec, Tina, and also Lucia. And thank you so much to Nina for your time and the native expertise, of course. And let me know what you think. Was it too difficult, people? And did you learn a lot of words? Especially considering it was Chinese, let's not forget it, right? 中文, Chinese, is very different than, for example, learning Dutch. And would you consider following other live streams in the future? So not next week, but in the future, for example, about Chinese. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. So, how to say thank you in Chinese? Nina, could you say thank you in Chinese?
谢谢.
谢谢, right? 谢谢 starts with a fourth tone. It means thank you. Let me go here. Okay. This is the word for thank you. This is the opinion, the transcription. 谢谢. Okay. So it was, it was very nice. It needs repeating, of course. We could do it again in another moment when the channel is bigger. Okay. It was funny as well. It's difficult, but fun. And now you get a little bit of an idea, right? That's what it's about. It's not just a mysterious language anymore. It's actually, a little bit more about the system of pronunciation, like we talked about tonight. And you have this overview, and you can, of course, it's copyrighted, but you can use it for your private use. And just enjoy and review a little bit. And 谢谢. And maybe you'll see people on another live stream. Nina, thank you so much. 谢谢你.
Thank you as well.
And I will see you in another live stream, people. We'll see you at another time. Okay? Have a nice evening and 再见. Bye bye.